Hey everybody, it's your old pal Eddie Stevens, and I'm finally getting this done because I know a lot of you guys have been asking for the review of my newest purchase from Sire that I got within the last couple months, I believe. Here it is, guys. The Sire, if you see that, M2 series. Now this is one of their new Mahoganies that they're working on, and it's one of the least expensive. I couldn't believe how cheap this was. I believe it's the 5-string. It was $429. I mean, you can't even get a beginner basic guitar center for that much. So let's talk about it. What are the differences? What's going on with it? Here we go. So this is a mahogany body, which is their new thing that they're trying to work with. It's Indonesian mahogany, if you're that specific and that curious. This is the blue finish. It looks really nice in all the pictures. I'm so glad I picked this color because it looks so nice on stage. You can really see all that grain in the mahogany there. Really hip. You can see where it kind of comes together. So that's the color of the actual mahogany and all that fun stuff. And I used to have a mahogany bass a long time ago, an Ibanez, and I loved how it sounded. And obviously, we get rid of basses from time to time, so I'm glad to have mahogany back. This is maple fingerboard and neck, Canadian maple, Canadian hard maple, if you want to get that specific. I have almost all of my Sires are with the maple fingerboard and neck. I have one with a rosewood fingerboard, and I just find, for me, that I love the snap of the maple. So that's what I did. So maple fingerboard neck, mahogany body, blue color, same Heritage 3 preamp that comes on all of their basses, no matter which one you buy, no matter how much it costs. It's the same preamp. So if you never watched my videos before, I'll go through this once again. You start with this stacked here. I'll turn it down so it don't make no noise. Volume is on top, master tone is on the bottom. This is your pickup blend. And that works in active and passive. So whether you're in either one, this section works in both. This is your active preamp. This only works when you're in active mode. This is treble, mid with a sweeper, and I believe it's 200 to 2K, something like that. Your bass, and this is your toggle switch to go active passive. Up towards you is active, down is passive. Okay? Solid steel bridge. And you can go body through like I usually do, or through the bridge. It's up to you. That's just preference. No right or wrong answer to that. Of course, the two battery cavities here, one for each 9 volt. It is an 18-volt preamp. The length of these leads are good now, like they fixed from before. If you look at my other videos, I talk about the V7 because I was one of the first generation V7s. The leads are really short, but they fixed that on their bases, so those are good. 5-volt, 2-piece bass here, and of course all your electronics are in there. These are the humbucking pickups with the huge poles that you can see on them, and that really allows you to get every bit of the tone that you're trying to create. It really just picks up everything. You're not going to lose anything. Like when you see the small poles, sometimes you just feel like you don't get all the nuances. You get it out of here for sure. So this is the M2, and it looks similar to the M7, which I also have. You can check out my video on that as well. Boys and girls, I will say that I actually prefer the M2 over the M7. Why would I say that? Well, it's about the same weight. I'd say this is in between the weight of the M7 and the V7, but still not heavy at all. But this is just easier to use. Straight from the bag, which it does come with a gig bag. Thank you, Sire. Just straight out of it, it just works easier. Now, the only difference is this only has the one toggle for active passive. The M7 has that, but also has a 2 active, you know what I'm saying. I'm blanking out here. Anyways, oh yeah, coil taps. There you go. Series, parallel, and single coil. And you can do that. If you watch my video, I talk about how you can do that in all the pickups. And on this one, it doesn't have that. It's just straight up. So you don't have to work forever to find your sound. This is straight up. So I'm going to do a little bit of playing. As always, going through my Aguilar DI preamp, the tone hammer. Going through the Shuttle 6.0, which is the veteran of all my amps. It's a 600 watt Gens-Benz head. And my Schroeder single 12, or it's called the Mini 12 Plus, a 12 with a horn. And thanks to all those companies, been with them for a long time. And the bass is flat, everything's flat, and we're in, let's start on passive this time. We're gonna start passive. even flat passive, it's, dude, that's a solid tone. Almost kind of reminds me of like a Stingray, that kind of a vibe. Let's go bridge, pickup, and passive. That's even more of a Stingray sound. We're gonna go neck. Solid tone. I'm not a fan of just the neck by itself, but works. It's all good. No tonal, no volume variances. I'm gonna flip up to active, and this is what that sounds like flat. Seems to add a little more mid on it, definitely more of a hi-fi tone, and but no volume difference. And that's something that I absolutely love about these Sire basses, because they can all go active passive. And I've had basses in the past where you have that toggle, and it's just a massive drop in level when going to passive from active. So if your batteries die on you, just for whatever reason, and you flip down to passive, you're not going to lose any volume. Obviously, you're going to lose your active preamp if you messed with it at all, but you're not going to lose volume. So thank you, Sire. From all of us bass players out there, we appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to add a little treble on the active preamp, and this is how crispy it gets. I hope you're using headphones so you can hear the differences. Just a little bit of treble. Totally crisps it out. A really snappy top end. That's going to cut through any mix. I don't care who you are or what you're doing. Put that back to flat. Add a little bottom. Watch out now. Hold on to your butts. I almost feel like that's almost kind of a reggae tone. And that's just by adding a little bit of bass to it. No big deal. Let's do a little treble, a little bass. See how that kind of like a natural scoop from the preamp. So that's a really awesome, huge, clear sound. You're kind of hearing a little rattling. It's not the bass. It's something on the ground here. Probably my power strip actually that's on the floor is rattling, so don't worry about that. I'm going to strike an open A string. I'm going to take the mids all the way out, and I'm going to just sweep that sweeper so you can hear what kind of a cut it does, okay? Okay, now I'm going to go back to flat. I'm going to boost the mids all the way up, and I'm going to do the same kind of sweeping. So when you boost that bottom end of the mid sweeper, like I said, like it's around 200, it's a great way to get some more bottom end without hitting the bass, because oftentimes when we're doing really active rooms or with a lot of glass or something of that nature, if you hit your bass knob and you turn that up, it's just too much. But the trick to that is add low mid, and you'll get the bottom without killing everybody. Little tip. All right, I'm sure y'all want to hear the slap tone, yeah? Whatever, I'll do it. It's cool, just for you guys. All right, so I'm flat right now, little slap, and then we'll accentuate the EQ. Let's do passive slap. So even in passive, that thing is snappy as all get out. Go back to active, add a little bit of treble. You probably will never have to do this, but check it out. More. heads up, guys. You don't have to do that. The tone knob, I guess I haven't really touched that much. The master tone that's on that stacked pot there. Let's play an open A string. I'll just kind of, I'm all the way out right now. Just kind of roll that back and forth. Sorry. Also, yeah, with these rubber knobs, when you move the bottom one of the stack pots, it tends to move the top one. So that was that volume drop. It's not the tone. So that's tone all the way off. All the way up. Back just a little bit. It's about halfway back. All the way off. It really darkens out. Bridge pickup. I'm gonna go halfway up on the tone. I kind of like that actually. Halfway on the tone, bridge pickup. It's probably a nice tune. Back all the way up. Back to the center. So guys, I can't praise this M2 enough. If you're looking for a Sire to try without spending a bunch of money on the V9, which will be my next one. I have 4 Sires now. This is a great intro bass. I think they're 4 strings or something like $349 or $399 of this model. They did just announce today. Today is Monday the 16th of April, 2018. They did just announce today that they have a bunch of M2s in stock. So if you've been thinking about it, jump, because they go like that, guys. These M2s are awesome. Love the depth of the mahogany body that it gives you on the tone, and combine that with the snap of the maple. This is a dynamite combination. I used this last night at Spaghettini's in Seal Beach, California, which is widely known as a huge smooth jazz club. I was working with an artist there, and this bass was perfect. The sound guy just absolutely loved it. He said he didn't have to touch my EQ at all. He just turned it up, and that was it. It was done. I was using in-ears and an amp. It cut through the ears just fine. The drummer and I actually had to share a mix, and he was totally fine with hearing this bass as much as I wanted because it sounded so good. Didn't have to do anything all night to it. It was perfect. And I have used it on other gigs. I would not find this to be much of a rock bass, at least in my experience. I did try this. I play in a Morrissey tribute called These Handsome Devils, based here in Los Angeles, or Los Angeles as we say. And this bass wasn't the right bass for that gig. I would use either my PJ, which is the P7, or the V7, which is the jazz bass. Both of those work great on that gig. So I do not recommend this really as a rock bass. I know some metal guys like to use the M7 or the M2. I'm not a metalhead, so I can't honestly give you an opinion on that. But this is perfect for R&B, gospel, smooth jazz, anything along those lines. This bass is perfect. So now I have the V7, M7, P7, and M2. All my videos are on my channel. Check it out. I do have some videos that I put up right when I got this of me playing on it. Those were with the stock strings. These that I have on here now are the Diodario, the Dunlop. It comes with Diodarios. I have put Dunlops on here, the Super Brights, the light gauge, the 40 to 120s. Works perfect, plenty of action, no loss in tone. So anyone who tells you you're gonna lose tone by going to a lighter gauge, don't listen to them. And if you do, add it on your amp. This makes playing so much easier on the light gauge. And yeah, guys, I can't recommend it enough. If you're looking at the tuners or the nut, it's a synthetic ivory nut. The closed gear tuners. It does stay in tune very well. The neck doesn't budge. I had it set by my luthier the way I like it. It has not moved. When it's been in my garage, in my car, at the gig, it's solid. I'll probably end up changing the knob covers just because I want something a little more aesthetically pleasing. But these rubber ones are just fine. And yeah, guys, check out my website, EddieStevensMusic.com. That's Eddie, S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S music.com. You can find me on Facebook. You know, check out my videos. I'm not a big YouTuber. I do this for you guys because I know you want practical reviews, and this is about as practical as I can get. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I come to you soon with a V9 review, because there's not a lot of those out there. Shout out to all you V9 users. Make a video, please. Thanks. See you guys soon. God bless you. We'll see you later.